Welcome back to Black Man Problems. I am Anthony Brown.
And I'm Ciaran Callan. And quickly, just before we get started, I'd like to say a little hello to my special little niece, Leah, my birthday twin, who's watching right now.
Hello.
Hello, little niece. Love you.
Hello, Nia.
Leah,
sorry. Hello, Leah. I don't know who Nia is. And today, we're going to be talking about the post-Brexit racism that has come out of the woodwork ever since that we voted out of the EU. So if you haven't heard, the UK voted out of the European Union, and now a few things have changed within the city.
Yeah. Some certain people of racist disposition.
Yeah.
Have some of the most intolerant around us have been basically attacking people in the streets, not necessarily physically, but saying things like, "Oi, we voted you out of the country. Get the fuck out. Why are you still here, you Romanians, you Polish, etc." And that's what we're going to talk about
why
today.
is this happening all of a sudden? So what's basically happened is we voted out, and a lot of people that did vote out, they only voted out for the reason, this is what I think anyway, they only voted out because they were sick of the immigration and all the kind of different kind of foreigners coming over to the UK to settle, find jobs and work. And they're not happy with that. So they voted out, and now that they got the vote they wanted, they believe the whole nation is on their wavelength, or they feel unity with the fact that we all voted out. Not all of us voted out, but the certain people that voted out, they feel now that there's a unity somewhere. So they feel brave now. They feel like they can shout abuse at people on the street. I've seen so many videos on YouTube, on buses, trains, just in public. People are, and they're shouting at people like they're shouting at Muslims a lot of the time, which aren't even involved in the EU kind of tie-up anyway. So it doesn't even make no sense them attacking Muslims all of a sudden. They've completely misread what the EU is about and the geography of the map and got it all wrong, so I don't even know why this is happening.
But to be fair, I don't really think we can be too surprised though, because it's like, as we always say, racism isn't completely gone away.
No.
So, like, we're in a place where it feels like in 2016, people who are racist can't really voice their opinion the way they could in 1992.
Yeah.
But a lot of them still actually do have their opinion. So when they feel like it's comfortable for them to speak, then all of this stuff comes out.
Hence why you're seeing a lot of post-Brexit racism happening. But Ciaran said the most interesting point. I thought you say, because this is actually really interesting.
So basically, I've been reading a couple of articles about the post-Brexit racism, and it's just like listed things, and I've seen video footage and like tweets that have gone on, etc., that people have said to various immigrants, but nobody has said anything to black people. Like, not a word.
Why? We've been accepted.
Exactly.
We've been accepted.
Exactly.
Have we?
In a way, because I haven't seen the type. Like, nobody's said to me like, we voted out, so like, get the fuck out of the UK.
Yeah, no, and I've not seen it anywhere either.
No. You haven't seen a thing, which means we've been accepted, and it's like,
because we have to say, right, the racism that has happened isn't just happening to people that are involved in the EU. Mostly, it's gone to Muslims and just different
there's
people.
that Muslim guy on the bus or something, wasn't there?
Yeah, recently. Yeah. So it's not because they know that we're not part of the EU thing, because they seem to have not gotten that anyway. So it just feels like the racists have even accepted black people now.
Yeah, so it's weird. It's kind of like bittersweet, because on the one hand it's like, you shouldn't be doing that to people because it's harsh.
Yeah.
People deserve the chance to live and to better themselves.
Exactly.
And why can't more people be allowed to live here? But on the other hand, it's like, I feel like, thank you. I feel like to the racists, I kind of want to say thank you. Because
leaving us out of this.
I kind of want to, because I grew up like feeling like I wasn't wanted here and stuff. And like,
so this is why it's so bad that this has happened for the rest of the people that are part of the EU that have left, because they feel now that they're unwanted in this country, and there's millions of people that really don't think that way whatsoever. So I don't want them to get discouraged
as well. Like, the people that are annoyed at all of the workers coming in and like stealing their jobs, it's kind of like the people that are coming over here in mass in waves. they're basically unskilled workers for the most part.
Yeah.
They're like people who want to better themselves and better their situation.
Yeah.
But it's like they probably haven't necessarily had the most opportunities or the best education back at home. So they're coming to England for a chance. But like, you know, they're doing anything. Like they're like maybe being waiters and waitresses.
Yeah,
they're sweeping the streets,
Exactly.
trying to build themselves up. So if you're threatened by somebody
Coming here.
yeah, really, like, what have you been doing with yourself, effectively?
And if you're saying they're stealing your jobs, our jobs, then I don't think they really are. For the case of, they've come here, most of the people that are coming here, they don't speak the language, they don't have someone they can live with or kind of settle with whilst they get here. And if they're taking a job over you, then they deserve it. Because
Basically,
they worked a lot harder to get it. Because you've been here your whole life, you speak the language, you've got an advantage. You've got people here that can like look after you for a certain point until you get yourself on your feet. These people are coming with their bags and with everything they own on their backs, and they're still getting jobs over you, and they've just reached here.
So there've been a couple of members of my family who I'm not going to quote unquote put on blast.
Right.
But they basically said that they voted leave because they didn't like the people coming over here and taking jobs. Now, for a black Jamaican descendant to say that they voted out of the EU because they didn't want non-English people coming into the country and taking jobs is a pretty interesting state of affairs.
Yeah.
It shows how far we've come, because 50 years ago that was us.
Exactly.
50 years ago. And there's people I know who actively remember that period as well.
Exactly. It's
like they were born
Talk
then.
about calling the kettle black. The number one thing I think about this whole Brexit thing is we've kind of cut off our nose to spite our face. You say that, you know, it's difficult with jobs and stuff like that, when really, I don't think that was really affecting any of yous. Most of the people that voted for that reason had jobs anyway. So I don't understand why you've said that. But now, you really are going to face a few problems that will affect you directly, because that was just a notion that you didn't like with foreigners coming over, but it didn't actually affect you. Whereas now, you're going to see it in grocery prices, you're going to be waiting in that long ass line at the airport. What else is going to affect you? Oh, house prices.
I am woefully under knowledgeable about Brexit. Woefully.
But that's
when I say
but the thing is, a lot of people who voted Brexit were as well. But they just voted because they kind of got bamboozled by all the kind of, I don't know, propaganda and what other people were saying, when really they didn't know the true ins and outs of what was going on. And now I think we're in a place where we have to build the country up and kind of set new rules for ourselves, because all the rules were kind of set in place that we follow from the EU. So now without them, we're going to have to like start from scratch.
It's all going completely.
But going back to post-Brexit racism, it seems like they've left black people out of it.
You really have. To you, the racist. Basically, part of me wants to slap some sense into you and say, let people live their lives and get over yourselves.
Yes.
We're all human beings. But the other part wants to give you a big hug and a kiss, because by attacking pretty much every other group but us, you're indirectly saying that either A, you love us, appreciate us and want us here, or B, you're too scared to say anything to us now. And I'm willing to take over. I'm willing to take over. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Like, dark skin is generally perceived as being less attractive than lighter skins.
Yeah.
And it's actually like that as well with like Asian cultures and whatnot. So basically, my skin tone is supposedly more attractive than yours.